Hi, welcome to episode 5 of Wrestling Entertainment. I'm Sean Hyland.
Grizzly Redwood.
AKA Nathan.
Yes.
Our first topic this week will be ROH Best in the World 2012.
Amazing pay-per-view. Definitely one that you'd want to get, you'd want to show your friends. You definitely want to tell people about the company. Hands down the best pay-per-view of the year. Most insane match, most insane crowd. You'll see things you've never seen before. You'll hear things you've never heard before. Shits on WWE in every way.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen it, but I'm knowing how passionate he is about ROH. I'm going to take his word for it that it's pretty epic. The last TNA pay-per-view that's just happened, TNA Destination X.
Didn't actually see that, but Destination X is usually one of the good ones. It's usually revolves around the X division, which is one of the best things that's ever been in TNA. Not sure about the current state of it, but it's one that's worth checking out. But I don't know how good it was yet.
Yeah, I'm going to be bringing around my DVD to his house in the next few weeks so we can watch Destination X. So then you can...
Well, you watched it. How about you tell us about it?
I am.
Yes.
Yeah, to me, Destination X was pretty good. Like, there was a few, like, I sort of say no-name-ish guys, but they performed very well. Probably made a name for themselves. And
So what wrestling's about?
getting exposure, yeah.
Yes.
No, it was a good thing. Focused mostly on the X division. None of the real big stars were really on the pay-per-view. So, Hogan. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Like AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels, Last Man Standing. Probably the most brutal battle they've ever had between the two. Angle and Joe, that was a good match. And what was the Rude versus Aries for the title was pretty good. And yeah, now that gets us to the next thing. Austin Aries winning the world title.
He's one hell of a character. Like, absolutely one hell of a character. Ring of Honor, TNA. He's still the man wherever he goes. Even though other people think he might not be, he thinks himself that he is, and he most definitely is. Winning the world title, don't really know how I feel about that. As far as it goes for him winning it, it's definitely one hell of an achievement. But to beat Bobby Roode, I'm like, oh, don't know if I'd have him going over. It is a huge win for him, so I wouldn't discredit that at all. But maybe I just want to see Bobby Roode just keep the title because he's the man.
Yeah, I've, as he sort of just said, I've been a big fan of Roode's main event push and title reign, and he held it for a long time, so he's getting his name out there. I did feel, however, it was sort of time for Roode to lose it. And Austin Aries, with him having a lengthy title reign for the X Division title, it was, quite suited that if anyone was to beat Roode, it was actually him. So I'm very happy, and I marked out like I would have in the 90s, when Austin won. When Austin Aries won, it was a pretty good moment.
You got to say Austin Aries. If you just say
yeah,
Austin, it's like
Stone Cold.
what?
Yeah. Next thing is he won't know much about this, but the Daniel Bryan, AJ, CM Punk and Kane unpredictable summer storyline in WWE.
Great way to get started. WWE sucks.
Enough said.
Yep.
Yeah. To me, I'm loving it. It's just like it's obviously this year's big angle, like WWE do one every summer, and the unpredictability of it all is you tune in every week wondering what AJ's going to do.
Jerry.
Yeah, but it's soap opera-ish, but it gets people tuning in because it's just you don't know what the hell's going to happen. So and it's sort of got Kane's name back up there, and like Daniel Bryan.
Bryan Danielson.
Daniel Bryan.
Bryan Danielson.
Yes. He's getting really, really up there and is a big name. So I think it's just been a very good storyline overall, and it still continues now. Kane has left the storyline, but it's still going strong. So I keep tuning in every week to see what happens.
It's Katie Vick in
it. Look that up, people. 2002. His favourite topic now, Extreme Rising.
Well, definitely something to talk about again. As I'm sure you've seen in the past, you've seen one match between someone that's been completely shit and then the next match has been completely awesome. one match to note will definitely be the James Storm Chris Harris match from Lockdown 2007, and then the match, the next pay-per-view, Sacrifice. If you're a wrestling fan and you've gone back on the history of TNA, you would have seen that and how badly the crowd shat on it, and then it completely stole the show at the pay-per-view after that, and that's exactly what Extreme Rising sounds like they've done with their next lot of shows. Like, I have not heard one bad thing about the New York show apart from the small crowd, and I've not heard one bad thing about the Philadelphia show apart from the opening band. And it's definitely a big step up from the last show, and I look forward to seeing both of them. I've got both the DVDs, but they haven't been sent to me yet, so when I do get them, I'll definitely be checking them out. I'm happy that they've gone forward with the younger names, or like the names that will actually show up and wrestle and do what they're meant to, and that's give the fans what they paid to see, which is awesome. It's a good proactive approach by Shane Douglas, and I'm proud of him for, one, making these steps, and two, addressing the problems with the first show and fixing them. Big props to him.
Yeah, I thought Extreme Reunion was just average, as I said in the last episode. But as I also said, I was going to give Rising a chance. So I haven't seen it yet. So when Nathan gets the DVDs, I'll probably give it a watch. So I'm letting one more chance for that federation. And if it gets better, then cool. If it doesn't, yeah, they've sort of lost me as a fan.
Yeah, if it's not good, they would have lost me as well.
Yeah, so we'll give it a fair go.
Yep.
This is hit recently. A company trademarking the rights to ECW, WWE letting them go, basically.
Well, one thing I want to take into account is how truthful these internet reports are, and if they are truthful, and let's say Shane Douglas has managed to get them, holy shit. Like, I'm sure Vince would be absolutely fuming if someone else were to get the company right, like the initials ECW, and start a company with the same name or the same letters. And especially Shane Douglas, considering how much he hates the WWE, how much he hates Vince, and what he's done to wrestling, or sports entertainment. But yeah, either way, this is exciting. If it's on TV or not as a storyline, who cares? This is the internet. This is real life. This is some legitimate fucking shit, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going.
Yeah, I basically, I'm quite interested to see what happens. Like, yeah, that's all I can say, really.
They've been teasing it well.
Yeah.
These
on social media,
tweets, these Facebook messages. It's like they're keeping secrets, and that's what you tune into television shows to see or to find out. It's all happening.
Yeah, I'm very interested because, I mean, for WWE to let it go, the letters, it's very stupid. So it's just going to be very interesting to see who's picked them up and if it relates to Extreme Rising, etc. So we'll just have to wait and see, won't we?
Wait and see.
The stack of legends that have been coming up every week on Raw versus Heath Slater lately.
Who the fuck's Heath Slater?
The guy that gets mistaken for the Wendy's girl.
No. You'll be able to tell them all about that.
I think it's been good. Like, very nostalgic to see people like Psycho Sid turn up in WWE for the first time in like about 15 years. Yeah, Vader, Bob Backlund, Rikishi just recently, DDP. Yeah, been very good to see all these Raw legends. I'd like for it to keep going, really. It doesn't harm anyone.
Chris Benoit. Bad timing and harm, eh?
Out of line. Yeah, so,
sorry, Vince.
And, we'll see what happens at Raw 1000, see who else turns up. And so on episode 6, we'll review Raw 1000, see what that was like. See who turned up there. And we'll probably, if all goes well, by episode 6, we might be reviewing Extreme Rising too.
Let's hope.
Yeah. And last topic, the AJ Styles, Dixie Carter, Claire Lynch, Christopher Daniels storyline for TNA's summer storyline.
AJ Styles is a wrestler. Dixie Carter can fuck off. Christopher Daniels is a wrestler. Whoever the other person is can fuck off.
That's enough said, is it? Yeah. It's mirroring WWE's summer one. Like, it's just, you tune in every week to find out the new twist. It's like very compelling, and like it's making you see AJ Styles in a whole new light. You know, like you wonder what the hell he's doing now. And Oh boy. Yeah, and you just second guess things about AJ. Like they're obviously pulling it off quite well, and apart from making you guess about AJ, it's putting Christopher Daniels and Kazarian up in the main event, which is well deserved for them. So yeah.
Main event, wrestling, or
No, it's escalating them to main event, so it's quite good for them.
Yes.
To me, Christopher Daniels definitely deserves a main event push.
Oh yes,
Yeah, definitely.
Kazarian, yes. They've been waiting about as long as Rude. He was about 6 years.
Yeah, so it is good to see. So we'll just sort of mash it all up. It's very good to see people like Rude, Aries, Daniels, Kazarian, people like that get main event pushes instead of like older talent. It is quite good.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what sort of copycat behaviour is going on? Because WWE and TNA seem to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, both big summer storylines, both unpredictable, both featuring AJ.
Both former Ring of Honor stars winning world titles.
Daniel Bryan. Oh, who do you mean?
Bryan Danielson. Like Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and say Austin Aries now and Samoa Joe, for example.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe getting pushed again? Maybe.
Yeah, he's leading the Bound for Glory series, so Joe's getting a big push. And I mean, it's obviously like the wrestling industry at the moment is very supporting of like smaller guys winning world titles. I mean, Austin Aries, Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio last year, but we're talking about the newer sort of guys. I mean, and then CM Punk's not a big musty guy, but he's had an 8-month WWE title reign. So I love how they're giving littler guys the ball now.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. That's it for this episode of Wrestling Entertainment. You can find us on Facebook, Google+, and YouTube.
Or my bedroom.
See you in episode 6.
Ta-ta.